welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly Stevens and this is English Nerd. So sometimes I get questions about what do you do if you don't know what to write, or if you have writer's block, how can you make yourself go forward? So since I've been working with the same kind of issue potentially myself this summer, as many of you know, I've been writing and editing quite a bit. Here are some of the things that I have learned. 5 tips to beat writer's block, and these have actually been really effective for me, so I hope that this advice can be helpful for you as well. Number 1, timed sprints. This is something that has been really helpful for me if I'm starting to feel a little bit burned out or I'm not sure what exactly to write. I will get out my phone and I will set a timer for, say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, however long I think makes sense, and then I will just go. The only thing that I can do while that timer is rolling is write. If I'm not sure what to write, that's too bad. Just go. I find that this is super helpful for my productivity. It helps me to focus because I know that there is a timer, so I can't get distracted by snacks or laundry or all those other things that I tend to get distracted by as I am doing my writing. So timed sprints are great. I have heard from other YouTubers that there are apps and websites that can keep you accountable with these time sprints as well. Different things will happen. All your writing will disappear if you don't reach a certain number of words within a certain amount of time. That sounds super stressful to me. Just a basic timer is all that I need usually to keep myself on track creating more content. Number 2, switch location. Now I know that if you're in high school, maybe you don't have your driver's license, that's a-okay. I know many others of you do have that luxury. For me, what I have been doing, if I'm starting to, again, feel antsy, having that afternoon slump, for instance, then I will choose a coffee shop. We have tons in town that are really cool, so I will choose one, I'll go there, and then I know while I'm there, I have to work. Especially if I actually order something like a coffee or lunch, I know that I'm spending money to be in a separate place and write. But you don't have to go to a coffee shop or a restaurant. You can just go outside. You can go into your yard, you can go on your deck or something. And sometimes just that change of place can change your mindset enough to kind of jumpstart you into writing mode. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, number 3 is if you aren't sure what to write. This can go for fiction, this can go for nonfiction, whatever it is that you're writing, and you aren't sure what to say, start writing about what you are going to say. So for instance, in my case, I'm editing one book and I am simultaneously beginning to write the sequel. So if, as I'm writing new material, I'm really not sure what to say, one thing that I could do is say, okay, I know that this needs to happen and then this happens, just kind of telling myself the story, and that can get me jump started. At the writing conference that I went to earlier this year, I have a vlog about that if you want to learn more. It was really cool. There was a panel, and one of the writers in the panel who has written a very successful series said that she got started by waking up at 5 in the morning and she would write for an hour before she had to leave for her job. And she said that there were days when she would just sit down and have no clue what to write. She was so drained and tired because it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So what she would do is she would force herself to write something. It was either about the scene that she was going to talk about, or even just, I'm really tired, I can't believe it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Just something to actually get her getting words on the page, and then eventually she would get bored with writing things like, it's 5 in the morning, I'm so tired, and the scene would start coming to her just by the action of writing. And so if you aren't sure what to write, maybe write about what you want to write, and that will get some of the ideas going, and before you know it, chances are you'll have part of a scene or part of a paragraph that you really need. Okay, number 4 is if you're feeling burnt out or you're not sure what to write on one part of your book or your paper, switch to another. Either switch to another scene that you're more excited about writing, just leave yourself a little note where you are, or switch to another paragraph that you feel a lot more confident in, and then you can always go back and write those more difficult sections or figure out what is boring about it and make it not boring. For me, since I'm editing one book and writing another, no big deal. I can actually switch between projects as well. If I get a little burnt out and tired of one, then I can actually switch to the other, and sometimes things will start flowing more easily that way too. So switch between paragraphs, scenes, works, anything to keep your forward momentum going with at least one of your projects or one of your points. That's going to boost your confidence in the fact that you can continue writing, and it will just break up that writer's block without too much of an issue, I think. Okay, number 5, and this is very possibly the best way to overcome writer's block that I've found, is that you have to let go of the idea that every word you're going to write is good. Yes, so especially since I'm editing right now, I want everything that I write to be really good. I've been editing, so I know what to look for. I'm an English teacher, so I know what to look for. But what you have to do if you want to overcome writer's block is give yourself permission to be bad. Give yourself permission to write garbage, to write really kind of stupid scenes and dialogue that maybe doesn't flow. If you don't have the inspiration within you, then there's a decent chance that you're going to write some kind of lame stuff, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You can fix words on a page, but you can't just start creating a masterpiece necessarily with a blank page. Words are better than no words, and that's what we're trying to do, to get words out on the page. And so just giving myself permission to write some kind of potentially garbagey scenes that I can go back and fix later has also given me the freedom to just go. And every time I write, there are some gems in there. It's not like it's completely terrible. There's always something that you can work with. It's a scene that had to be there. It's a paragraph that had to be there. You can always go back and make it better. So those are my 5 tips for overcoming writer's block, if that's something that you're struggling with. I hope that these are helpful for you. I know that I certainly benefit from these ideas myself. So if you have any additional tips about how to beat writer's block, things that have helped you in the past, make sure to include them in the comments below for the sake of anybody who needs some additional advice. I think that'd be great. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you do. I put out new, wonderful English nerdy videos every Monday. So I hope to see you then.